Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Currency Rebel, where we break into high frequency beliefs about money, one trade at a time. And while we're talking about that, so I always talk about one belief that I'm breaking into, and hopefully you guys can do the same. And last week I was talking about, like, you know, money is magnetized to systems. And one part of that system is visualization. Um, there are plenty of people, highly successful people, who use visualization for to see athletes especially use it. Like, um, what's his name? The Michael Phelps, um, LeBron, Serena Williams, Tom Brady. Michael Phelps even, like, he actually visualized his whole race, like swimming race, um, even like the setbacks, right? Like, and that's the way I view trading. It's like, if I can't visualize the trade as to why it's going to a certain spot, when it hits that certain spot, where it's potentially going, and what could be happening in between those points, that not so that I don't get thrown off by it, and know that are we not going to be able to hit that target, or we're just making some little bit of a tracement move, right? And that's why I use those tools like the parallel trend lines, or a trend line, or my fib and support and resistance, to basically see that trade through before it even happens. So that is the high frequency belief. And if you can, I'm sorry, I got interrupted, but if you can basically take on that high frequency belief of visualization of the trade, and seeing it from beginning to end, it will change the whole trading game, because it will keep you, what it did for me, it kept me away from just jumping in trades willy-nilly. Like, if I can't see the trade play all the way through, then I don't want to take it, because I have done that and I've gotten slapped on the hands for doing stuff like that, right? Just jumping in because I think there's a little bit more room for it to go up, and I have not, like, thoroughly analyzed the trade and visualized it through, and knowing why I have that visualization. That will definitely keep you a, what I call, like, a restricted trader. That a restricted trader is someone who doesn't just take any trade, they only take quality trades, right? And visualization will keep you in that quality trade zone. So, but we're going to go over the trades for this week and what I'm looking at moving forward, right? So, last week I was talking about Fizz. I think it was FIS, StockFi, or whatever, and it did reach, it hit that support level that we were talking about. You can go back into the other video. But like I said before, I keep alerts on different support levels for different coins. And so this one that we're looking at right now, Pundex, I think it's called Pundex, and it's on Coinbase. I think it is fairly new coin, because I see up in the upper, like, if you look all the way up at the very top of the page, I don't know if you can see it on here, but it has in parentheses new. So, but basically, I had already, like, did support and resistance on this particular chart, and if I were to put on the, like, the markets, right? So it reached down here to this support area, which was a high demand support area before, and it did it during the Asian market. I didn't make a trade during that time frame, so I missed that particular, which was a good amount, it's 26%. but Asia market runs from 7 p.m. and sometimes I do take them if I'm not doing anything and I'm kind of focused on the chart. But it ends at 2 a.m. So, and sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm not. But if I'm feeling tired, I don't jump into the Asia market. So, but I did keep an alert on the fact that I heard the alert go off. And so I knew to that morning, because I usually wake up about 4 o'clock, right when London session is starting, and saw that London was hitting this area right here. I put a breaker structure. I put an alert. I always put an alert on my breaker structure because I want to hear it hit that breaker structure and then come back through it and then come back through it going upwards. And so that's how I was able to catch this particular trade from here to this resistance area, which is about 13%. And let me see, how long was that to get to that point? So it took most of the day for that particular trade. And then that was on Friday. And for here, this was actually yesterday. I did the same thing. And this was during New York's, like London and New York session, because they kind of overlap. And I reached for the same resistance area in the like purplish pink color, and did a limit order for right below there. So it was a little over 7%. This one, I think, like I have an alert on this parallel, and that's another thing I do as well is, you can put an alert on your parallel channel. And when you do it, let me just show you. You can do it for like entering the channel, exiting the channel. If movement is happening inside the channel, the alert will go off, or if it makes its way outside the channel, then you can put an alert for that. So for right now, I have it for exiting the channel. I want to know if it is going to exit the channel, and exiting channel could be coming out of here this way or exiting the channel this way. So I'm not in this particular trade because I want to see, is it going to hit this upper trend line and come further down? And what is it going to do at this support level, which is also at the 50% level as well? Or is it going to make its way further beyond that? So, and make its way to this higher level, 50% level, which is coming from the overall chart, right? So that's another tip you can do. And I use it on alerts on parallel channels, trend lines. And I use my trend lines not just for the diagonal type of trend line, but I use it also for breaker structure, like I did right here. This is basically just a horizontal trend line that, and to make it absolutely straight, you just put the you just put the, Lord, if you can notice, there's a angle looking symbol right beside the lock. And if you put that on when you create the trend line and just hit that angle symbol, it will make it straight. It won't have any angle to it. So, and then you can add an alert, and basically you're gonna put for trend line and crossing. I do crossing because I want to know if it's crossing up or crossing down. And sometimes I might change it depending on if it's already crossed down. I want to know, is it crossing above it? So, but that is what I use for an alert for, so I know when to enter. The alert on the parallel channel is basically an alert to let me know whether or not, where we're going. Like, are we going in a downward trend continuously, or are we breaking out of that downward trend, or if we were in an uptrend, are we breaking out of that uptrend towards a downtrend, right? And so you can use those tools in so many different ways. And I really am thinking about, doing some type of training on just going through how to use alerts for really like stepping up my game with trading and getting into trades earlier, sooner, because the sooner you're able to get in that trade, you reduce your amount of risk, right? So that's one good thing about alerts and using certain tools with those alerts. And then to get out when you need to get out, to get to the most profit that you can get out of that trade. So, but that is the trades for this week. It was like 13% and 17%, which are really good. And it's actually happened at the end of the week. So, which is perfect. It means that, it doesn't mean that I wasn't doing anything all week. It just means that I had to do a lot of analysis, and it gave me time to like redo my charts and clean things up, add any alerts that I need to add, see if there's any new coins that might be about to pop off. And I could do a different video on that. I think I did one before, but I might do another one on that. And that's pretty much it. So only thing else is maybe we can look at Bitcoin. Let me take so it was kind of going along this bottom trend line. It broke out of here. And if I were to go to the hourly, just to get a better picture, what I'll typically do, like this right here is a trend line for the whole chart. It's a bottom trend line. Because it's so wide, I know it's a bottom. Sometimes I put it in blue to visually like with a color, visually know that that's a bottom trend line for the entire chart. So it looked like it might be trying to come back to this support area. So I'm gonna delete this trend line because it's already broken out of there. And what I could do, so that I don't have to keep coming back to this chart, I can figure out what's a tool that I can use that I can set an alert to that would give me an indication of where we're going. And the way I'm going to go about it is I'm going to just use a parallel channel, and I'm going to just connect my dots. I'm going to get this angle off of there. And right, so basically I connected this top peak and this one right here, and then go as low as this bottom peak right here. Right, so let's set this, lock it, and then set an alert of exiting the channel once per bar, because I want to know every time it exits, because it could hit the edge of this and the alert is going to go off, and then it'll do it again if it hits it again, or it comes all the way out. And the same way if it were to hit this edge or come out of this edge, I will get an alert. But if I don't get an alert, I know it's still in between here, and it really hasn't moved like it's not reversing, or it's not like coming out of that channel. So that's how we use this. And then you can even also use the parallel channel, and sometimes I do it for support, and do the same thing as far as like putting a say like this area right here, these two bottoms right here, I can use the parallel channel and create a support area, and then put angle, hit lock, and then hit entering this channel once per bar, create. So now, even if it comes out of this channel and hits this channel, I'm going to get an alert to know it's in this support area. So, but that is about it. And I hope you guys got something out of this video. And if you didn't or have any questions, please just let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you and have a great day.